On the evening of November 19th, an internet user shared a video message revealing a startling incident in Xuanhua Street, Jiwan City, Henan Province. This event saw the abrupt collapse of a supermarket, leaving behind a substantial crater within the store. Fortunately, local authorities swiftly responded to rescue the customers who had fallen into the pit, and miraculously, these individuals sustained only minor injuries. The circulated video footage depicted a harrowing scene within the supermarket. The interior floor gave way, exposing a hole exceeding 1 meter in depth. Tiles, shattered shelves, and an array of goods tumbled into the gaping cavity. Observations suggested that this underground collapse may have revealed a concealed passageway, flanked by brick walls and concealed by a prefabricated board. According to a notification from the Jishui Road WeChat official account, the Jiyuan City Jishui Street office reported that at 4:30 p.m. on November 19th, a section of the ground collapsed within a store known as 2 Yuan Convenience Store, situated on the eastern side of Shengbo Hui Shopping Mall. This incident prompted the evacuation of personnel present at the site, with 2 individuals sustaining minor injuries. They were promptly transported for medical attention. Around 11 a.m. on November 19th, a distressing event unfolded in Nanfeng County's Qincheng town, where a hazardous residential building dramatically crumbled. This 7-story structure, located at 100 Xinjiang Road and constructed in 1993 with brick and concrete, had previously raised concerns about safety in May 2022. A third-party assessment categorized it as Grade C, signifying a high level of danger. Regrettably, despite this assessment, the Chinese government had not formulated plans to rectify the situation, and residents continued to inhabit the building at their peril. While it is said that the building was unoccupied at the time of its collapse, the veracity of this claim remains uncertain. On September 19th, Xinglian, Gansu, witnessed a road collapse, captured in a video that showed the road surface between 2 green belts caving in. A black sedan precariously descended into the resulting pit, coming to rest with its front end submerged. Uniformed personnel immediately cordoned off the area and began their response. The subsequent investigation by the Traffic Patrol Police Brigade in Kongtong District revealed that the road collapse was attributed to a ruptured drainage pipe beneath the road surface. Heavy rainfall had led to water infiltration, causing soil erosion and ultimately resulting in the underground void that triggered the collapse. At approximately 7 p.m. on July 8th, Shanghai's Greenland Colorful City experienced a ceiling collapse, which fortunately did not result in any injuries. The affected area featured a corridor on the first floor where a section of the ceiling had given way due to water-related damage. Caution tape marked the scene as staff members diligently inspected and repaired the area. A nearby shopkeeper recounted hearing loud noises before the incident, but expressed relief that no one was present underneath the collapsing ceiling. Notably, despite its relatively recent construction in 2017, the quality of the building's construction had evidently fallen short of expectations. On July 30th, around 5:20 p.m., a road section adjacent to Beijing West Joy City Mall in Shijingshan District suffered a significant collapse, resembling a sinkhole. This collapse resulted in a sizable crater measuring approximately 24 square meters and reaching a depth of about 6 meters. Preliminary analysis indicated that recent rainfall had led to underground water seepage, resulting in soil loosening and the subsequent collapse. Furthermore, there were reports of leaks within Jingxi Joy City, with numerous water buckets scattered throughout the mall. Notably, Jingxi Joy City had opened a mere 43 days prior on June 18, 2023. Jingxi Joy City, the third investment and construction project by Joy City Holdings Group Limited in Beijing, is a comprehensive city complex featuring a shopping center and office building. It occupies the north side of Fushi Road in Shijingshan District, encompassing a total construction area of 230,000 square meters. This includes 110,000 square meters of commercial space across 7 above-ground floors and 2 below-ground floors, along with 60,000 square meters of office space. The complex houses nearly 300 brand stores and provides nearly 1,200 parking spaces. Additionally, it is worth noting that in 2014, Chaoyang Joy City experienced a similar safety incident. Due to insecure wall decoration, strong winds caused the outer wall of the mall to collapse, tragically resulting in one fatality and one individual sustaining injuries. On the evening of February 16, around 8:30 p.m., a harrowing incident unfolded on the west side of the intersection of Jiangtai Road and Juexiangqiu Road in Beijing. A driver, moments away from departing in his vehicle, suddenly noticed the road surface collapsing beneath him. Down, the front of his car teetered on the brink of a pit. Acting swiftly, he opened the car door and leapt to safety, narrowly escaping disaster. Sadly, his beloved SUV descended headfirst into the substantial hole. The driver, Da Hai, recounted this pulse-pounding experience, likening it to a scene from a movie. On November 4, 2021, a ground collapse incident occurred near the right Anmen station of Beijing Metro Line 19. The project had been undertaken by Beijing Tianqi Huajian Construction Engineering Company Limited, which failed to fulfill its primary responsibility for safety production and neglected to establish a graded safety risk control system. This lapse in safety precautions contributed to the incident. On November 25th, the Zhejiang Provincial Emergency Management Department issued a notice on supervision and investigation of a major production safety accident. This notice detailed a steel structure collapse at the construction site of the Hupan project in Jinhua Economic and Technological Development Zone on November 23rd, resulting in 6 fatalities and 6 injuries as of X0 on November 25th. According to the official WeChat account of Jinhua Economic and Technological Development Zone Management Committee, Hufanli is situated in the Huaitang area of Jinhua Wucheng District Economic Development Zone, with an investment exceeding 900 million yuan, covering 42 acres of land. The project boasts a total construction area of approximately 100,000 square meters. It functions as a community-style commercial complex, integrating shopping, dining, entertainment, accommodation, and neighborhood support facilities. Jinkai Industrial Development Group Company Limited is responsible for the project's construction, with plans for trial operation conditions by August 2022. In response to the incident, the Zhejiang Provincial Safety Production Committee Office instructed Jinhua City to promptly initiate an investigation to determine the cause and adhere to the regulations for accident investigation to formulate appropriate recommendations for handling. In recent years, structural collapses have become disturbingly frequent, often resulting in multiple casualties. On September 10, 2021, a collapse occurred during the construction of the Chengdu Metro Line 17 Phase 2 project, leading to 18 injuries and 4 fatalities. On March 31, 2021, a framework roof collapsed at the construction site of the Sino-British Biopharmaceutical Research and Development Platform project in Qingdao West Coast New District, resulting in 1 death and 7 injuries. On June 8, 2019, a collapse occurred at the coal storage shed construction site of the Yuancheng coal coking project in Yaituoke Bana, Inner Mongolia, resulting in 3 immediate deaths and 1 injury. On April 6, 2018, a steel structure framework collapsed during construction in Changxi, Shaanxi, causing 4 deaths. On March 2, 2018, a major collapse occurred during the construction of a steel structure framework at the Groxin Energy Coal Sales Company Limited in Laikeng County, Shaanxi, resulting in 3 deaths and 3 injuries. Typically, these accidents can be attributed to specific causes, and individuals or organizations are held accountable. On December 30, 2020, the collapse during the installation of a steel structure at the A2 Fruit Processing Workshop of Jiangxian County Ixio Orange Agricultural Products Company Limited led to 4 deaths and 4 injuries, resulting in economic losses of 9.86 million yuan. Wei Muyu, the legal representative of the construction unit, was arrested on suspicion of a major liability accident crime on January 4, 2021. On May 20, 2019, a steel structure roof collapse in Bay City, Guangxi, resulted in 6 deaths and 87 injuries. 10 individuals responsible for the accident were arrested and held criminally responsible. What are the main causes of ground subsidence? The causes behind the troubling phenomenon of ground subsidence are multifaceted and complex, presenting a formidable challenge for urban centers like Beijing. These incidents, marked by their abrupt and unheralded nature, pose a severe threat to infrastructure and public safety. Analysts have delved into the intricacies of ground collapses in Beijing, revealing a convergence of factors that contribute to this unsettling trend, with a particular focus on the excessive exploitation of groundwater resources. Beijing, a metropolis known for its rapid urbanization, has been grappling with a surge in ground collapses. The root causes of this unsettling phenomenon can be traced to two pivotal factors. Firstly, the protracted overuse of groundwater resources, constituting a substantial portion of the city's water supply, ranging from 37% to 65%, has exacted a toll on the stability of the earth beneath Beijing's surface. This relentless extraction of groundwater over the past decade has sapped the natural equilibrium of the terrain, setting the stage for subsidence. Secondly, the relentless march of urban infrastructure development and construction activities has further exacerbated the problem. Beijing's ambitious urban rail transport system, poised to be the second largest in China by the close of 2020, encompasses an extensive network of 799.1 kilometers of operational lines, including a vast subway network with 653 kilometers of track and 382 operational stations. This expansive urbanization, coupled with unchecked groundwater exploitation, has engendered numerous regions vulnerable to land subsidence within Beijing's borders. Disturbingly, the specter of ground subsidence extends beyond Beijing's borders, affecting other major Chinese cities such as Shanghai, Xi'an, and Wuhan. A comprehensive study by the Chinese Ministry of Land and Resources has revealed that over 50 additional cities across the nation are grappling with the looming threat of ground subsidence, underscoring the widespread nature of this perilous phenomenon. Tianjin, another city contending with ground subsidence, has etched a disconcerting historical record with a cumulative sinking of 3.25 meters, as documented by the Tianjin Sinking Center. This alarming statistic translates into substantial economic losses, with the city incurring direct and indirect financial damages totaling 189.6 billion yuan over a span of 34 years due to ground subsidence. In a recent scholarly endeavor published in the esteemed international journal Remote Sensing Science, Associate Professor Chen Mi and her esteemed colleagues from Capital Normal University have offered a sobering assessment of the situation. Their research illuminates the escalating severity of ground sinking in certain sectors of Beijing, with the eastern region emerging as a focal point. This area has witnessed an alarming annual subsidence rate exceeding 10 centimeters between 2011 and 2023, underscoring the urgency of addressing groundwater depletion. The scarcity of water in Beijing, a crisis exacerbated by ground subsidence, can be attributed to two primary sources. Firstly, the surging urban population has intensified the demand for water across various sectors, exacerbating the strain on water resources. Secondly, human activities, including mismanagement of water resources by the Chinese Communist Party in the Beijing region, have further exacerbated the predicament, amplifying the challenge of water scarcity. In a vivid and dramatic illustration of the unpredictability of ground sinking, a street near a plaza witnessed the sudden engulfment and submersion of 21 parked vehicles. Subsequently, a crane painstakingly removed 15 of these cars, allowing for the void to be filled and a significant volume of water to be discharged onto the roadway. The unsettling incident transpired at an intersection where a car inadvertently collided with a newly formed cavity, prompting an immediate response from rescue and emergency services. These unsettling occurrences underscore the capricious nature of ground sinking, which can manifest even in residential areas, perpetuating an atmosphere of uncertainty and vulnerability. In one particularly harrowing video, a sinkhole materialized beneath a moving vehicle, threatening to engulf it within mere seconds before the driver narrowly escaped the perilous situation by accelerating away from the impending chasm. These heart-stopping moments serve as stark reminders of the suddenness and gravity of ground collapses. Furthermore, the hazards posed by ground subsidence extend to hastily constructed infrastructure elements such as roads and bridges. Numerous instances have been recorded where newly built highways and railways, completed with haste, succumbed to soil erosion or unstable foundations shortly after their inauguration. These structural failures serve as cautionary tales, highlighting the imperative of meticulous planning and execution in the face of ground subsidence threats. Why does tofu dreg construction persist in China? In spite of the evident dangers posed by substandard construction practices, the problem of tofu dreg construction has not only endured but has, in fact, intensified in recent years. This disturbing trend underscores the deep-seated systemic challenges that permeate China's governance landscape. Local officials driven by short-term growth incentives. China's authoritarian governance model places significant emphasis on local officials achieving rapid economic growth and development targets. This drive for economic expansion has transformed cities into battlegrounds where competition to construct infrastructure and housing swiftly is fierce. The primary goal becomes boosting GDP rankings and securing promotions, often at the expense of prioritizing safety. This relentless pursuit of speed over safety creates a perverse incentive structure that exacerbates the issue. Accountability deficit and weak rule of law. In the aftermath of construction accidents, lower-ranking individuals may face disciplinary actions, while senior officials and influential developers frequently manage to evade responsibility. The absence of an independent judiciary and a climate of censorship serve as substantial obstacles to the pursuit of justice. The lack of accountability contributes to the persistence of substandard construction practices. Yet, lack of democratic oversight. Absence of democratic mechanisms prevents ordinary citizens from effectively voicing their concerns and openly discussing chronic issues such as construction quality. Additionally, there are no avenues to hold underperforming officials accountable through democratic processes, as there is no mechanism for voting them out of office. Crony business relationships and corruption. Construction projects involve significant financial transactions, fostering an environment where government officials and developers engage in collusive relationships. This cronyism prioritizes mutual interests and financial gain over the safety and well-being of the public, perpetuating the problem. Emphasis on propaganda over reality. The China model places a strong emphasis on projecting an image of success through grandiose projects like bridges and skyscrapers. Superficial propaganda efforts are often used to conceal dangerous flaws and shortcomings, presenting a facade of prosperity while ignoring pressing safety concerns. Grassroots urban planning watchdogs and civil society organizations that could advocate for improved construction standards and practices are systematically silenced and constrained from challenging the existing system. This stifling of civil society further undermines efforts to address construction quality issues. Censorship and manipulation of statistics are deployed to prevent the true extent of accidents and construction flaws from being exposed to the public. This deliberate control of information obscures the scale of the problem and allows it to persist unchecked. In conclusion, the prevailing political climate in China prioritizes optics and rapid development over meticulous safety standards, concealing deficiencies rather than embracing transparency, and places economic interests ahead of the welfare of the populace. These systemic dynamics present formidable obstacles to finding effective solutions to the pervasive tofu dreg crisis. Without fundamental governance changes that prioritize safety and accountability, the race to the bottom in construction practices is poised to endure.